Hey everybody, what's going on? Zach Ryan here for IGN, and I'm with
Megan Sullivan. What's up, guys?
That's right, we're taking a look at the Final Fantasy gameplay that was just revealed at PSX today. Pretty awesome news for Final Fantasy VII fans. You know, I was really surprised that we even saw any of this footage today. I kind of figured that with the announcement coming earlier this year that we'd kind of have radio silence for the rest of the year on the remake. So to get this much new stuff is pretty rad. So let's jump right in and take a look. So the legendary becomes real. That's our first little peek in here as the game is set. You know, this is kind of the opening of the game, the first Mako reactor. So we see Avalanche kind of busting in here, and the first characters that we're going to see from Avalanche coming up right now, or shortly, are Jesse and Biggs.
Yep, so on the left is Jesse, on the right is Biggs, and they actually look really fantastic.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. I mean, it's funny to like go back and look at the sprites, not the sprites, but the polygonal models from the original Final Fantasy VII and compare them to this. It's pretty wild.
Like this, you want a professional.
So this sort of montage here is all stuff from the reveal trailer, kind of chopped together. This first glimpse that we've got of Cloud, and then it cuts to this cool sort of intro cinematic that we're looking at of, it looks like this is Biggs.
That's Biggs.
And Jesse.
Here comes Jesse, boom.
Just comboing on this Shinra here, which is pretty rad.
There is our first really good look at Blade Barrett, as I like to call him.
Yeah, he does look an awful lot like Blade. Yeah, but this is Barrett, and he's talking about his contract with Cloud, who's come on as a mercenary. And it sounds to me like they're entirely overhauling the localization, which is awesome, because this is all new dialogue.
I love that. So did you see the way that the camera sort of panned around the two characters? That's a callback to sort of how combat opens up in the original Final Fantasy VII, and I really like that.
Awesome swirl. I hope that that's something that we kind of see, like, moving further into the game, like this kind of camera motion that pans around the characters, and then you're fighting. Like,
yeah, I love that the art direction is trying to be faithful to the original.
So here we get our first glimpse at some traversal in the reactor, it looks like. This reminds me a lot of Tomb Raider, especially this stuff where he's like squeezing between walls and climbing under stuff.
Now he can duck, now he can go between walls.
Yeah.
Obviously something you couldn't do in the original. Mostly you were just running up and down
These
stairs.
pre-rendered backgrounds, yeah. This is kind of a cool shot, blowing open maybe some doors or something to get further into the reactor.
Yeah, it's very cool. And then again, the stairs I just mentioned.
Yeah, and then this is Cloud running through the slums of Midgar. I think it's really cool. It doesn't look like there's a ton of like Easter egg stuff hidden here.
But it's still early on.
Yeah, it's still super early. There's also, I would assume that they would put a lot of NPCs in here too. So
I do like you can see trash and stuff on the ground. It's supposed to represent the slums.
Yeah, how dirty and gritty it is. Here we see Cloud facing off against more Shinra soldiers. This is a callback to the beginning of the gameplay footage. We see them breaking into the reactor here. And
this
is Wedge, the other half of the Final Fantasy dynamic duo. Obviously, the game is now fully voiced, and it seems like they actually have a pretty good chunk of the voice acting recorded. This, however, kind of struck me as odd. You're doing this for the planet.
Yeah, I know. Steve Burton, it does sound like he is back for Cloud. I'm not sure who that is, but it is early on, so they're probably just doing this for the trailer. I don't think the game is near completion, so usually voice acting is the last thing they do. So we'll wait.
You think this is sort of like placeholder stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his swoop, though. He's got cool, like, Bieber hair.
Oh, yeah. I love the glare on Cloud's sword, by the way. That's a really cool touch.
So those of us that have played the original Final Fantasy VII know that Cloud's got some serious issues going on, and he kind of has these flashbacks and stuff during the first assault on the reactor. And I think this is what we're looking at here, this sort of, like, blue flash that he's got going here.
Maybe he's having an episode.
Some sort of breakdown, yeah, and then he kind of tries to flee. And then we get to see some battle footage, which is super cool. So
yeah. So it looks like what they're trying to do is combine the old school active time battle system in Final Fantasy VII with something more modern contemporary in terms of action, like Final Fantasy 13 through 15.
Yeah. So this, you can see here, this looks like Braver.
Yeah, this looks like the Limit Break Braver, which I think is really cool. It's that jump attack. That's like the first Limit Break you get in the game.
Yeah, and this looks like Barrett casting a fire spell here,
which is super cool.
I love the particle effects for both of these. Like, look at when he hits this guard, there's just sparks and lightning and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's pretty rad.
And And you can see to the bottom right-hand corner, you can actually see that the limit break gauge meter, hello, and HP is still there. So again, it's a throwback to
fan favorite limit break gauge.
Yes,
confirmed.
Gauge. So that's cool. That's something out of Final Fantasy 15, actually, is what it looks like.
Yeah, this kind of warp to enemies.
Yeah,
it's rad.
Pretty cool. All right, here come some more Shinra soldiers. They look really mad. And then coming up, that looks like cross slash to me. I could be reading too much into that, but that also looks like the second limit break that you can get, which is cross slash.
Yeah. This is a really cool escape sequence. I love all the way that they're incorporating this sort of time ramping. Like, I think that's
really cool.
Yeah.
I love that callback to the original where Cloud jumps on top of the train.
Yeah. This is Guard Scorpion, the first boss in Final Fantasy VII.
Looks really gorgeous and really deadly.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's super cool. All right, there's Avalanche to the rescue.
So this is the very, very beginning. These are the opening moments of the game where you meet Avalanche and Barret first, and then, of course, our protagonist, Cloud, hops down, and he gives this super cool look. It's just so brooding.
Cloud Strife in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's our breakdown of the gameplay footage that was revealed today at PSX. For all things Final Fantasy and PlayStation, you're already in the right place. IGN.
Bum, 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 bum.